everybody, it's Jordan, the Urban Outlander. Thanks for checking me out, for checking out this channel, clicking on the video play button. Thank you. We're on to episode 508, Famous Last Words. We have waited 2 weeks for this episode. It's been a long 2 weeks. I don't remember this season every season breaking in the middle. I've been told this has happened before, but I guess I like to just pretend like it never happened. Okay. This episode is very much men grieving. Lots of grieving. While also losing a part of their identities, a part of themselves. First up, we got Roger. Surprise, he's alive. Did you guess? Did you know? If you didn't read the book, were you like, oh my god? Or were you like, thank god? Or you're like, gosh darn it, you should have died like Myrta. So Roger is grieving a part of himself. His voice is gone. Will he ever sing again? Will this bird ever fly and sing again? So the whole episode, very nicely done by Mr. Richard Rankin, emoting through the face. See, you don't always need words. And then we've got Jamie grieving for Myrta. And I'm wondering how long that will play out through the rest of this season. I don't know. I would like it to kind of come back. Not because I want to see Jamie in pain, but because I like how much it's affected him. And I like that scene between Jocasta and him. We got a nice little resolution with the Jocasta and the Myrta thing. For those of you who cared about that plot line, there's plenty of you who did not care for it, and we're glad to see him die. Ugh, cold! I got a little teary. I'm not gonna lie, when she was singing at his gravestone there, it's like... Young Ian returns. So we have young Ian grieving for something that's a little bit mysterious right now. We're not entirely clear on what happened between him and the Mohawk and this lady that he was in love with. So I'm looking forward to that kind of unfolding, and I appreciate that they kind of held back on it a little bit. What happened? I don't know. And when we meet him again, there's definitely this contrast with how we knew Ian, how we remember young Ian as this vibrant, fun, sort of like chipper, always upbeat character, and then he shows up and he is a changed man, no longer a young boy, but now like a man. And there are things that have happened, and he's in a little bit of a dark place that Roger pulls him out of. I liked how they went on that journey together. For two characters that have their own history together, the whole little season 4 switcheroo, sacrificing each other there. There comes some nice moments in this episode where we see them kind of share each other's grief and pain and get each other kind of out of their own dark holes. This episode felt a little long for me, and I think it was just because it's a little bit heavy. It's a little bit, again, like people grieving, kind of going through their own emotional journeys. We have Brianna who's just like, please, Roger. And I'm like, can we give him a little more time? I don't know. It's okay if he doesn't speak for a while, even though he's a little morose and doesn't want to like attend the family dinner when young Ian arrives. It felt a little long, and there are a lot of scenes. There's a lot of little bits to this episode, and I think like just for the tone, the pace, it felt a little bit slow, a little bit and it feels like a huge reset button. We have tied up this plot of Myrta and the regulators. That's all done now, and the bonnet thread is still a little loose, so that's going to come back. But I felt like this whole episode was like sort of pretending a little bit, setting up a little bit of what's going to happen the rest of this season, which, regardless of whether or not you read the book, I feel like is a little bit up in the air. What are we going to see for the next 4 episodes? And in the teaser for the next episode, 509, if somebody says a war is coming one more time in this entire show, I'm gonna go crazy, because every season it's that. So it's like, can we stop beating that drum, please? Okay, I got 2 favorite jokes from this episode to sort of like lighten it up. So my first favorite joke in this episode is kind of in the opening. Brianna threatens Roger and basically says like, if you don't start speaking, I'm gonna make Jemmy pronounce aluminum and sweater instead of jumper and aluminum. And I thought that was very funny. For whatever reason, I really started laughing hard at that part. My second favorite joke is Lauren Lyle, who plays Marsley when she is doing the tarot cards with Roger. Which, by the way, isn't that some sort of witchery? Aren't you gonna get burned at the stake for being caught playing tarot cards at this point? I don't know. But she flips a card and she jokes about how many more barons can she have? There's so many. Fraser. I thought that was very funny. Lord Tryon gives 5,000 acres of land to Roger for his regrettable error. That's all you got, Tryon? Regrettable error? That's the best you could come up with? You have one of your men mistake him for like a prisoner of war, essentially, a traitor, without asking any questions, and you just hang him, and that's a regrettable error? Good God. Last thought, I don't really know if the silent film style they were going for really worked. I'm not really sure. I've watched the episode twice at this point, and I'm just like, I don't know. Don't totally buy into it, but it doesn't bother me super much. It was very much the stylized episode that Sam Heughan had sort of planted in an interview a few weeks ago, but definitely something that was very different for Outlander, but I'm not entirely sure if it works. We get to see Roger being a professor, Oxford professor, in 1969, so we did get one flashback that I was predicting we would have to probably see something. Though I actually was expecting more from the 60s this episode. I don't know why. I kind of liked the idea of Roger, like, during all of his pain and silence, flashing back to, like, the good times that he may have had in the 60s with, like, Brianna or something. We just got that one flashback, which totally set up the whole, like, silent film thing. And it's like, all right, sure. Catch me on theUrbanOutlander.com, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the things. The Urban Outlander or Urban Outlander, depending on what social media is your preference. Subscribe, leave a comment. You guys, let me know what you thought about this episode. It's 5:08. Was it worth the wait? Thanks so much. Come on back next week where we go over episode 509 as this season very slowly comes to its end. Bum, bum, bum. See ya. Hey, are you looking to do some more crafts during this quarantine thing? Why not grab your old Outlander 2019 daily calendar. Oh, I picked a really appropriate one. Cut it out. You can start making some cards. You got any craft paper? Use some glue. Write little notes to your friends. That's what I did. Or you could try to make certain images quarantine themed. When we get out of this, hopefully Blackjack won't come and threaten our lives. Okay, that's not a good joke. The point is, we all need something to do, and I've been trying to find ways to reuse some of my Outlander things. Or like, how about this one? When we get out of this, we'll be sailing high. I don't know. That's my tip. That's my Outlander quarantine themed craft tip.